Greetings, mortals. I am Natus, the ruler of the underworld. The end of the week is here, so it's time to talk about some manga chapters. So yeah, we have 8 chapters to get over through this week, so let's not be around the bush and let's just get right into it. With Shy chapter 131 titled Knock Knock. Maybe it's meant to be taken as just a like the sound effect itself, like instead of the word, but I don't know. I'm not on MRP. I don't know how this is supposed to be taken. But anyway, we start this chapter off with Mei Long running to I have no idea where actually, because all we know is that he's running towards he's trying to go to save Pelsa since they not found their heart bracelets, and I think Spanish heroine is like without the bracelets she's very likely to be in danger and all that stuff, so we have to go. But it's gonna let us like calm down, Mei Long. I mean, I know we're in a critical state, but we can't just be reckless about it. So yeah, they are kind of in a bad situation. They need to respond quickly, but they don't know how to. So again, I'm not even interested where Mei Long is running towards. I guess maybe he's just running where they were originally planning and just hoping that he encounters I'm gonna remember quick or something. It doesn't really matter because we immediately cut away from after this page as we cut back to Pilse's flashback where she wakes up in the hospital bed without her legs. As she's waking up, she sees her mother who's very down, and Pilse asks her mother where her father is. Where the mother basically, I think she does say it. It's just that the final words is cut off where Pierce's mom basically blames her for her father's death, like, you killed it. And then I'm not sure if she says anything full or she's just like, as she's saying it, she's realizing what she's saying and she covers her mouth in horror. But yeah, it's what you could have kind of expected, which, again, like, this is one of those things where I feel like only happens because this is Manga's backstories, since if this really, like, okay, if this was to have actually happened, like, if the parents, for some reason, both agreed to bring their 8-year-old daughter, or I think that's how old a person is supposed to be in this scene, to a war zone area, to show that the true horrors and what their father's job actually entails and he does for a living. I really don't think people would just give Pilse a flag and tell them to stand there. Like seriously, I imagine like somebody like, I understand you wanna inform your daughter about the real world, and I am very happy about it. I can definitely see your daughter being in medical field. It's just she's 8 years old, and we are still finding rockets. Like, there's literally a rocket right over there. Like, I'm literally walking. There's literally a hole in the wall with a rocket right on the other side. Kinda too dangerous to keep an 8-year-old girl around, you know? So, I really do feel like this is forced, but I get the idea. It's supposed to be a very tragic backstory, and going into the whole kind of monologue or discussion that we have during the middle portion of this chapter. As then we cut away from this flashback back to Stigma and Pilsei, Pilsei currently has this thought and self deparation, which like she killed her father. I shattered my dream because she dreamed of going to a theme park, playing with her parents, and being loved by her mother and all that. And now that dream is shattered because she blames herself, since like she was the one that was too close to a bomb and it got triggered. Which, quite frankly, I'm surprised that bomb was small enough not to get everyone in danger, anyways. Because by the looks of it seems like that rocket would have been activated regardless. So if Pilsey was near, it's just that kind of guaranteed the father's death. Good thing that rocket there wasn't a bigger explosion, honestly. But regardless, she's kind of reliving that and is going through all of her negative feelings and regrets. As Stigma gives her an offer to return to that time, to return to a time where she was with her father, when she was with her, where a time where her mother will definitely love her and all that. Like, he basically promises her all the things that she wishes she would have as a child. As he then makes a ring for her, the Amaru rings, as he tells her all that is possible if you just put a ring on. As Bill says, kind of in this like very broken state. She's like in that wheelchair and crying and be like, "Is it really gonna bring everything back? Is it really gonna reverse it?" As Stigma says, it will, and yeah, and then we cut to this. I think this is supposed to be Pepesha talking. King is just kind of done in this weird way where it could also be Stigma, but maybe it's like both of the two talking. But okay, whenever we have stuff where it's like ambiguous on who is talking, but then it can come off from all of the characters. Or at least it kind of could be started off by one character, but then it could be said about another. The same character but different characters explain it the same thing. It's kind of like as if you've probably seen, I made a video about Disaster Thrower, and in the anime and probably manga as well, you had Disaster Thrower saying something, but then it was revealed that like uh, Crimson had his internal monologue when he was thinking what Disaster Thrower would be saying, and what he was saying is very heavily implied to be the same thing that what he was imagining Crimson. Well, what he was imagining Disaster Thrower was saying is very much the same as what Crimson was imagining. So yeah, it's like one of those weird things, but regardless, Pepesha explains that it's not just Kufufu and all of her friends, which makes me think it's Pepesha because she referred to Kufufu specifically, but whatever, she's thinking it's not just them who would want to do what they're doing. There are like a ton of children who are covered with darkness and what they consider to be no light at the end of the tunnel, so they want to all return back to their better time, to a time they were children and or no, to be fair, most of them Malarimaru were children where these tragedies happened. I mean, with Belsa counts because that's where her biggest tragedy with her father happened. But you know what I mean? Like everyone wants to go back in time to a time where everything was happy, everything was simple, everything was better. So what they as the heroes should do is be that light for the people, so they do not side with Stigma. They do not go through his horrible Corenbergian re-experimentation or whatever you want to call those creatures that are around Stigma and everything. So yeah, and you know, and the Professor tells her that in order to get to Stigma to stop him fully and to be the light in the end of the tunnel for the people, they need to take the key to Stigma, which is the little key that Professor has brought Shy to, as she ends a monologue about how everyone wants to go back to the Neverland and all that. As Shy is kind of smiling and being happy as she tells Pepesha that, Pepesha, you really are like Lit Tala. You're both cool and friendly towards children, or very kind-hearted to children. Because like there was like when they were, because where Pepesha sat in the season one, and when they were starting the conversation, Pepesha said, you would not recognize me without me being alcoholic or being drunk. So this like my first time being the true myself, but Shah in this dialogue that she heard from Spirit is like, yeah, you are definitely Spirit. Like you're definitely Pasha. You may not act the same, like kind of goofy as you usually are, but you are definitely still the same. You're just like your mother, and but that does, I imagine, does make Spirit happy to hear that she is at least some that there's like that she doesn't have to be completely drunk 24/7. But still, it is nice that in Spirit Shy confirms to Spirit that she doesn't have to worry. She will handle this. She will deal with Stigma. She will save everyone and everything. As she goes to grab the key, as then she knows it's tight or something, she's kind of like, it's very tight, strongly here. as Spirit wants to tell Shy something. Thing as Shy is being pulled up in the air, as we see that that the Spirit wants to tell her that Kufufu is a really big fan of fishing, so that key was more like a fishing, or it was more like fishing for, well, fishing. So what Shy grabbed the key, it was like, oh, you caught a big one, as the spit as Kufufu pulled her out. So yeah, it's Kufufu. You have to kind of go with it. So yeah, anyways, then we got back to Stigma talking and convincing Pilsa to join as Kufufu knocks on the door, title of the chapter, and there's like this little joke about who is it, and Stigma plays along like, who? Hero who? Here to relieve your fatigue with heroin 24 something. Like, I don't know, there's like a little gag here with Shy with Goof and Stigma. As then Stigma, I don't know if he's suspicious of Kufufu, or, well, he probably is suspicious of Kufufu, but he seems to be kind of like in this weird state with like, alright, I'll play along with this Kufufu. Well, you sure are active, referring to the fact that Kufufu was selling ice cream, and then she was, kind of the one taking care of Shy situation, and now she's here like servicing food because Kufufu said that she's here servicing food, and he finds a little weird activity. But then that spurs them to talk about like what they are doing exactly, and like she questions like the idea of showing her this side, is like this really gonna help her and all that. Not in a serious manner, more of like comical manner. As Stigma says, yes, it will be necessary. We have to do this because to save their hearts. As Kufufu is kind of again questioning it. It's kind of difficult to say if she's against it or if she's just more against the methods the Stigma is using. Probably because like her, which is she has been kind of against it. Well, she's been kind of questioning it for the entire Neverland arc when you really break it down. So she is not. So she kind of indirectly is saying, "Yeah, I'm not gonna help you." As she then and honestly, I am curious about Stigma and Kufu's relationship a bit because like Stigma seems to be pretty chill about it. He doesn't seem to be concerned about her interfering or anything. Or at least he doesn't seem to like she think that she's gonna attack him. Because she doesn't attack him. It's Shy that attacks him. But regardless, uh it is kind of, I am curious if Stigma and Kufu have a connection, like if Kufu is his first Amarimo member or something like that. Or if she's something special. Like I have this theory that Kufu's actually is not actually is younger than what she actually appears. So we'll see if that is the case with Kufu. So like she ages herself up instead of down. So we have to wait and see on that front. But yeah. Anyways, Kufu then says that sometimes that it's bad. The toys are better. Or something along those lines. And she says, "Oh, I bought you a toy that you really wanted." As she pulls out that magician hat she used again to trap Shy in. As she opens up and pops up, out goes Shy. As she immediately spots Stigma and Pill. Pilse as in midair. Shy goes to kick Stigma away. As Stigma's like, well, aren't you an interesting toy? As Scoof's like, take care of it. So yeah, no, no. Based on what I've seen from the Raws, I mean, I can't read Japanese, so I don't know what captors are saying, but I can kind of look at the battles. It kind of makes me think that Kufu is just sort of, you guys deal with your nonsense. I just kind of want to go have a peaceful life with Spirit. I do wonder if she's referring to as Russian mommy or something like that. Like I think she does refer to as some kind of mother, the figure or something, but I'm not interested. We'll have to wait until next chapters to see what the Kufu refers to stick to Spirit. But whatever, this is the end of the chapter, and yeah, we're gonna go into this I want to say midway fight between between in the arc with Stigma going up against Shy. So yeah. Anyways, after Shy, we have This Time for Torture Princess, chapter 244, titled Torture 244, which is a, a actual torture chapter, kinda thing, because like, okay, it's gyoza. Like, it goes through the regular routines of food, like torture introduces food, and it's like, oh, sweet, I love gyoza. So it'd be like, you like every type of food. There hasn't been a food that I've seen you eat that you weren't a fan of. The only thing that you closest weren't a fan of was that fruit that was that exclusive to the demon world fruit, which you just described as not really having a particularly appealing, not really having a particularly enjoyable taste, not even dislike, just indifferent towards it. So yeah, there's a little joke about that, and we cut to a bit of time in the past. Not sure this is a few hours before the torture. This is the yesterday or whatever. As we have uh, torture speaking to her to Hellord, as Hellord explains to her that he's been getting into making gyoza as the last couple of days. But the issue is that he has that most of the people who eat his gyoza are family members, his wife and his daughter, so he's not sure if it's actually good or is it just her, his, family members being family members. So he's a bit concerned about that, and if he gave any food to like one of his servants, they may also wanna. Oh my God, we can't insult Kellogg's cooking. So he's kind of iffy, so he thought it would be best for a third party's opinion, aka Princess, and she's a foreigner and all that. So he'll probably have an easy. Plus, it's not that, it wouldn't be that weird for, Princess to get a single dish. Then let's say if he were to give a bunch of random servants gyoza, it would be kind of, he doesn't want to review anything in case it's bad. So, yeah, Dodger's like, yes, I would definitely give her gyoza in the normal way, which honestly, Dodger would probably be able to sell trash to Princess, in like its tastiest thing in the world. It just has too many ethics to actually go through with that, but whatever. She gives gyoza to Princess, and Princess is very much loves it. She thinks it's super tasty, and that makes Hallowed very happy to a point. It actually goes to a point that Princess Dojo says, "Yes, do you wanna?" The princess asks for more gyoza, but Dojo says if she wants more, you're going to have to give a secret, which she'll do it anyways. I mean, it's very much confirmed that all you have to do is like go to Princess when she's sleeping and just write everything down a couple of minutes. No, not even that. Literally, just have her go on an unexpected vacation, and she will leave secrets at her in her dungeon for you to take. That is so the I swear that has to be like the funniest moments ever in the story. But it's not hard to get secrets out of Princess. But anyways, Hello calls Torture, tells her that he's going to go prepare more gyoza because he was so happy about her complimenting his cooking. Like he's literally putting an apron on as soon as he is doing his walk to the kitchen. As Torture tells Princess, and Torture Princess happy, Hellord's happy, everyone's happy. This is, I feel like, after a long time, one of the very insanely funny chapter. It's a very funny chapter. But yeah, anyways, now with lighthearted comedy out of the way, let's get into peak fiction with 100 girlfriends who really, 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 really love you. Now I will not stop for this joke. Chapter 189, titled Saki Senpai and Kohai. So this is our obligatory chapter where the new girlfriend interacts with one or two of the girlfriends from the harem. So yeah, unfortunately this isn't a Yuri relationship type of chapter, but Who knows? Maybe it is gonna become one. I mean, at this point, pretty much all the girlfriends are just likely to sleep with one another as they are with Rentaro. I mean, they are envisioning themselves with multiple other girlfriends on top of each other, so it's not that unlikely. But anyways, we start this chapter off with Saki worshipping Yako because Yako is the oldest by a long shot, and kind of wants also to get the secrets to becoming 89, which some characters point out you just have to take care of yourself and you will be 89. Like, 89, surviving to 89 isn't that weird, although, to be fair, at this point, I feel like just help Kusuri develop perfect the immortality drug, and you're all gonna be immortal. Like, seriously, when you really break it down, all Kusuri has to do is perfect the immortality drug and have everyone drink it, and everyone's gonna live for eternity. But yeah, anyways, Yaku is not really like how do I say this? Okay, Yaku is appreciative of Saki's worship, but it's like you're going a little too far. I may be a grandma, but you don't have to worship the dirt I walk on. Just it's fine. Like you don't have to as she tells her, just go live your life. Don't waste your time on me. I'm an old windbag. You know, similar to how it was in Yaku's, well, in Saki's introduction chapter to Girlfriends, where she said, if anyone should be this shadow bancho guy, or bancho guy, it should be the man we all love, not some old windbag. So she does that thing with Saki, and Saki is very happy to hear those words in a sense of, oh, someone as great and old as Yaku is saying I don't have to waste my time on her. I should definitely be licking your underneath your fingernails as a sign of worship, which she goes for it, but Yaku doesn't want to be like Yaku. Saki goes, okay, give me those fingernails so I can on those fingernails. She kind of walks around her and I kind of wants to avoid her at this point, which I mean that is kind of creepy. So yeah, I guess one of the big ways that Yaku's gonna be nervous now is gonna be from Saki's worship. Like she's already nervous from words that she doesn't understand, but now she's getting more concerned about it. Uh, as then we have Matsuri show up, who is like, "Hey, Yaku, can we go play tops?" Which is basically play blade. I think it's like, I guess it's like a big thing in the old time or something. But yeah, anyways, Matsuri goes there, but Matsuri uh in well, Saki is very pissed off that someone like someone like Matsuri, who might be the youngest. I mean, okay, Matsuri and Chio are the two youngest, but which one is as I'm forgetting. Like, I'm not sure if we got Matsuri's birthday date at this point, but I'm not entirely certain if we ever got any confirmation about how about. I'm kind of blanking. Wait, did we get? Okay, we probably got Matsuri's birthday date, but I'm not entirely certain if it's before or after Chio, so Matsuri might actually be the youngest. Or maybe they're just gonna keep Chio being the youngest. So kind of help that joke, but well, it's this problem we all have to discuss on the wiki later. But anyways, Masaki tells her that, but Matsuri informs her that formality is unnecessary in his family. No one gives a shit in his family about who is the older, who is the younger. Like, the hierarchy is all over the place. Pretty sure some of the youngest members are the most mature members uh, of this harem. Literally, like, there's literally been a straight man chapter, there's been literally a straight man comment from Karane a few chapters ago when she was like, why are all of the seniors in this family like this? Or like, why are they surrounded? Yeah, I mean, I actually think there's also that one in volume 6. Okay, there have been plenty of chapters where they brought up how a lot of the senior members of their family are fucking king masses. So, yeah, Matsuri doesn't really do the formality thing, but the issue is that Saki very much holds that formality very seriously, so she's insists that Matsuri refers to her as senpai because Matsuri is a kohai. So we now have a little bit of a fight between Saki and Matsuri, which Saki wants to say, "I'm gonna beat the shit out of you," and then like the girls behind like, that isn't gonna. What kind of third year is gonna fight a junior? And the fact that Matsuri cannot beat well, the fact Saki cannot beat Matsuri because Saki is comparable to Suzuka and Aqua in terms of physical capabilities. More keen to Suzuka because I feel like Aqua can at least fight people younger than her. But whatever, Saki, it's not a functioning one. As then Yaku as then Yaku apologizes to Matsuri because she just remembered that she's going to a acupressure healthland facility to I guess get her, to get her massages and all that. Like Yaku is again, Yaku's meant to be a grandma, so a lot of those things she does. As it's explained that Yaku heard they are teaming up with the serious organization. Damn it, this is gonna end horribly. So they need to so she's kind of leaving now, as as Kusa explains, like she usually goes with her grandma, but she has went to with her grandma so many times at this point she's kind of bored of them. She doesn't really like them that much. Again, it's like one of those things where it's meant more for the older individuals like Yaku, and then Isaki views that as a opportunity to learn how to be 89, so she wants to go along, and Matsuri also tags along. So we have Yaku, Matsuri, and Saki, all three of them going to this facility, which I just like. I imagine that the extra panel is probably gonna be like uh Yaku having all three of them being at this facility, and then the receptionist being like, "Yes, little girls, your parents are nearby. Your grandparents are nearby, right?" Or maybe Yaku will consider how many times she's met, she's probably more of a regular. Although if the receptionists know the Yaku's real age, which I would imagine they would probably know if she's visiting that facility as much as she is said to have, they might actually think that she just has even more granddaughters or something, or nieces, or whatever. But whatever, they go to this acupuncture land. Is the first thing they start is like a foot one, or at least that one seems to be more foot, where they press on different types of rocks and they get like their massages and and Yaku is very happy about those feelings, as then Matsuri and Saki want to start competing about who can get to the end first faster, because Saki acts like a child and Matsuri is a child, so they walk around that, and they make a little bit of a battle about who comes first, and they are meaning that, but if Matsuri loses, she has to call Saki senpai, which she doesn't want to, but whatever. Then they start the game. Matsuri goes to walk. She has a really hard time getting it because again, it's meant for older people, not for children. As then Saki makes a comment about, we are such a child, I an adult can handle this. But in reality, she's kind of avoiding it, like she's walking on her tippy toes in these areas. As then Matsumei calls her out for being a cheating snake. As Saki then moves, but eventually, the way this seems to be set up is like it starts with the more bigger ones, then slowly goes into a smaller ones. So when Saki goes to the smaller ones, she's actually kind of not being able to balance herself that well. So eventually, she does have her feet touch one of them, and then immediately from that one touch, going all Suzuki on us, she immediately starts bawling her eyes from pain and jumping out of the field because she's in so much pain from them. As Matsuri serves you right, you cheating snake. As then Matsumura makes a comment uh, about Saki weeping her eyes, but Sasaki wants to say that it just was a beetle that flew into her eyes. First just as a fly, but then she goes into a beetle to make her tears more realistic because the more pressure, bigger physical force you get the eye, the more justified this for you to cry. You know, there's a like you may be an adult, but you're still gonna cry if you feel enough pain, kind of deal. So a beetle being thrown into the eye is kind of a logical answer, I suppose. But yeah, anyways, then Yaku and the girls move on to the serious version, to the one that the serious organization and this one teamed up that. I imagine that there might be some medical issues with this one, but whatever. As they go and they see that the serious organization spikes are actually a lot bigger. Like previously, it was like a little bit of a bump, like a bit of like this about my ring here. Like the last ones were like this, but with a little spike on top. But these ones are like full spikes. So they go to that one as they're walking. Saki does a tiptoe stick again. As they come to the area, to the end of it, and Matsumura is actually questioning a bit, like, where's the festival? Or they see a red button. They said like the real thing starts because the idea is you go first through this oversized spikes, and then you go to this area, and that's where you actually make it the strongest. And on surfing, that's when the festival really starts. With Saki telling there is no festival here, which it's funny how a girlfriend can go from being a crying her eyes up and then being the straight man in the group. But anyways, Yako is very excited about that. Yaku's very excited. Saki then says, "As you wish, Great Dame," as she presses the red button. Because, she's very submissive to older individuals, so she presses that, and then that, like, triggers a vibrating functions on these. Because the way this series organization has made it, it's not only that they made giant sparks, but they also made them vibrating, so it's even, like, more pain and more into your souls, which it's a good thing for Yaku, but the other two are not really built for that. As then Matsumori is like very much in pain, wants to shut it off, but then she presses again, but she notices that it's written that there isn't a shutdown function, and she remembers her parents saying how her grandparents really like these massages on the high setting. It's like, oh right, but we cannot handle it. So Yaku in this state is like in a pure high tight level of pleasure from it, to a point that she actually falls on these spikes and she's having like a back rub. Oh yes, please more. No way, Matsuri, just step on me and get to your safety. Oh yes. Oh yeah, this is gonna help. Yeah, you pushing me, your body on me, pushing me down, it's gonna make it better. As Matsuri does that, then it's Saki does. I was like, alright, Saki-chan, go on, dude. Same thing. But then Saki, being very worshipping adults, is against that because she cannot step on Yaku's. She's adult. She can't be doing that to her seniors. She refused. She would have died in that. And Matsuri points out that considering how you reacted to just normal ones, you might actually die. In fact, it gets so horrible that the Saki actually is starting to faint and passing out from the whole thing. With Matsuri like, wait a minute, if you fall full body, and you might actually die from it. So and then Yaku gets a very stick and she's like, wait a minute, Saki's life is in danger. I must use my senior abilities to help her. As she quickly princess grabs Saki, princess style. She's like, she makes like a very cool statement that like she is very impressed with how Saki worships her. It's like, oh, you actually worship me in this insane way. It's not just like you trying to, be conniving about it. So, and I cannot like throw away such admiration from the young. So she carries Saki to the other side, as well as says, "Oh yes, as I thought, the pressure of carrying Saki from Saki on this way on my feet is gonna be insanely great, relaxing." Where she also has like another high type expression. As she walks Saki to Matsuri, with Samori grabs them and she pulls them on the other side. As then when the situation is is calming down. Mitsumori is a bit, well, Saki is a bit kind of despondent. The fact that her life was in danger and yet to be saved by a senior and a kohai, which just makes her very, very down on herself. But then Mori calms her by saying, "Oh, wow, you're really cool how you stuck to your guns even when your life was in danger." Because, like, I mean, it's comical and ridiculous to when you break it down what Saki was actually doing, but when you break it from a perspective of anime, it's like a very good show of sticking to your ideals. So yeah, so Saki's very happy about that compliment, and then she wants to know, if you want to call me a senpai, that would be great. But Matsumoto's like, no, I'm not calling you. You were bawling your eyes out like crazy. Why are you 8? Which pisses off Saki, which they start arguing again, and they do have actually hit one another. But then Yaku's like, please don't fight these. And then Saki's like, yes, as you say, great name. So we end this chapter off on that, and yeah, it's a bit. Yeah, I guess Saki and Matsumura are gonna be some of the more confrontational girlfriends, but what can I say? At this point, it's pretty natural that there will be some issues with some of these girlfriends, but whatever. So, anyways, after 100 girlfriends, we get to some of our action series with Four Nights of the Apocalypse, chapter 162, titled "Those Who Yearn." Not exactly the most accurate chapter, but I suppose we do get some statements that matter, but whatever. But anyways, we start this chapter off with just a basic breakdown of the gladiators and the festival itself, as we have Percival's platoon and Gawain kind of reacting how everyone here looks very shifty and very scoundrelous, and just in general, like they look like they're gonna be a lot of piece of work and very nasty and all that. But they're not really concerned about it. Again, like there's like one of those times where it's like, alright, most of these people are just gonna be a bunch of fathers, so it doesn't really matter. But for the purposes of this, they are probably not like in the best position. So yeah, they are sort of looking around, but they're like, oh, by the way, we are our weapons and all that type of stuff that we had Dobbs made. As then we have going bring a briefcase or a coffin or something out. She says in this when Dobbs finishes his weapons making, this you'll be able to open this up, and we'll get our weapons out of it, which makes them kind of angry. Like, wait a minute. We went to whole measurement and everything to get our weapons, but now we are not even going to be able to use them during this festival. Well, possibly not even going to use them. As Gawain says, yeah, what can I say? Dobbs is very particular about his weapons. I mean, we're talking about a guy who missed for 10 seconds how his corn that he was making, and he completely scrapped it and started from the new. And being overly focused on making these weapons picture perfect is kind of a natural. So yeah, they'll be fight. So yeah, the captains are gonna be fighting in this tournament without their weapons. Not that they're gonna need their weapons at this point, but whatever, they're not gonna have it. No, it's possible they'll not have it at least at this point in the tournament. I could see it like when we get to the actual the actual tournament style fighting. They'll have their weapons, but we have to wait and see. I could definitely see Donnie getting like his weapon, because Donnie's weapon is probably just gonna be like a more specialized dagger who's actually gonna be able to handle a lot of damage or something. Like, I don't really feel like Anne and Donnie's are gonna be like super complicated. Like Nausea might have something because of the whole metal that he got from the sacred tree, but outside that, I don't think there's gonna be much of an issue. But anyways, then we have Cat also bring up. Wait a minute. Wouldn't people recognize us? I mean, Percival has a very his appearance, and we them ourselves are quite, distinguished individuals. So what if someone like, wait a minute, there was one of the four knights of the apocalypse who threatened our king, who had green hair that was in the shape of wings, and that boy there has green hair in the shape of wings. Wasn't he supposed to be that? And wait a minute, that these two over there, they are matching these two from Ionas who've been sneaking into Camelot. Maybe not the ruffians here, but like Beltrepe should know. I mean, Beltrepe even was in the same area. I'm not sure if he saw Donnie now, but he's at least is aware of how they look like. So what are you gonna? So they are gonna be aware of them. Nonsense points out that maybe he is fine because he's never really been here, but what can you really do? But still, the others are in danger. Which Gawain just calmly says, "Oh, don't worry, I prepared for that." As she made the anti-aware rings, which are basically supposed to mask them. No, they're not like. Okay, so the way that Gawain explains these rings, it doesn't make them sound like they are able to completely like take away makes people think they are something else, they're completely different. It's more like no one that would have hostile feelings towards them is gonna compete. These are the people from the Four Knights, like, or connect to the Four Knights. They will think, oh, it's just some child, even if they would like recognize it. I mean, we have a bit of a comparison later with Beltrepe and Tristan. Spoilers, Gawain doesn't put the ring to Tristan, she just puts them to herself and Percival and Donnie Asians and but anyways, these are just illusion and memory altering spells together on the rings to make them incapable of knowing that these are the same people. So yeah, anyways, then the announcers say everyone who is here to fight proceed to the tower. As then characters go there, as they see that everyone who touches the tower just teleports, or I don't know if they touch the tower. I think they just go very close to the tower and then they get immediately teleported to a somewhere else. Which at first Gawain and Percival want to go alone because the two are definitely the strongest. Like alongside you, they're like the top contenders when you break it down. But then and Donnie and Naz and so on, oh no, we're going all this together. More of us there are, the better chances are that we'll be able to uh, win and get what we came here for. That and we need to fill up the arena battles. You know what I mean? Like there is, I think, 16 tournament tournament fighters that are going to remain after the battle royale portion. So obviously we need to fill those numbers with Percival's platoon and some so yeah. Which Percival was very touched by the fact they are going along with him. So yeah, they are all going there together to go in this tournament and deal with it. And also, like legitimately, most of these opponents are not gonna be an issue for any member of the Percival platoon. Like even the weakest members can probably take down majority of them. Like we will have to be introduced to powerful opponents, or reintroduced in some cases to powerful opponents to be actually intimidated by them. So yeah, they all go into this tower, which teleports them into top of the tower. Which Beltrop explains this is gonna be where the battle royale is gonna be taking place, where you'll be thinning out your numbers by beating each other until there's like only 16 remaining, kind of similar to how the tournament was in the beginning of Seven and then since we had that tournament where you had like a small circle where you just had to beat or knock each other out, and until it was like 8 fighters left. So it's a similar thing here, but it's gonna be 16, which is a bit more than it was previously. But previously the group was 4, and now it's just the guys who are focusing is 5. Then we have also Tristan and a few others that are gonna participate, but we'll get into that at the end chapter. So yeah, anyways, they start their battle royale, and a few of the people there are like, oh wait, look at it, there are a bunch of children there. Let's deal with them quick first. So we'll deal with them quickly. But unfortunately for them, they're fighting a stronger group. So we have Donnie just casually like squashing a bunch of them using his telekinesis and just throwing them out. I mean, I guess but Anne probably just had like some spare rapier to use in this fight, but yeah, it's probably just some kind of spare. I thought she went back to Camelot without one, but I cannot remember if she had a rapier or not. But whatever, it's magic. There's probably like a small little ball or something that contains her rapier or something. But anyways, they have go out in a fight a bit, and they are dealing with the opponents relatively casually. There's not much of an issue. it's not until like Wayne notices, oh wait, I forgot to put one on Trish, and he's like obliterating some of the opponents as she sends one of the anti-awareness rings to Tristan's hair, as she, I guess, ties it around the ring so he'll not lose it, so he'll be maxed by it. It's a good thing that she did as soon as she realized Tristan, because but Tripper saw Tristan, he was like, wait a minute, isn't that? But then she put a ring on doing when he was realized that, like, wait, no, just my imagination. It's probably something else. Like, they it also expect like people who have hostile thoughts are not going to recognize them, but I don't think if that design fly is really a good idea there, going. I feel like you should have done general, even if there is no hostile thoughts at all, especially considering you get Belgard, but whatever. And also, this does not again raise the question about what the heck happened to Tristan's platoon and Gawain, because like Beltrepet didn't seem to be aware of the fact that Tristan was there. So if Tristan's platoon was defeated and memories erased by Arthur, you would think that Beltrepet was aware that Tristan was thrown into the cauldron and is now thinking that he's tentrous and all that type of stuff. But for some reason, he doesn't seem to be aware of. But I have no idea why he doesn't know. So yeah. Anyways, then we have Percival just no dipping a bunch of random guys in a very Lancelot style, where only happier instead of being like a kind of too cool for school kind of sense. Because Percival just uses his powers where he just like one taps a bunch of them, like 5 or 6 of them are coming at him, and he's just like boom, 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 boom. Don't worry, you'll be fine after a good night's rest. But anyways, then a fully dressed, Holy Knight armored individual comes to Strikes and asks him, sorry, nothing personal, it's just I really want to win. As this person is swinging his sword at him, as Percival recognizes this swordsmanship style, as then this swordsman is starting to kind of quickly starting to feel exhausted as he kind of drops on his knees. And we see the two guys who the two holy knights that are with Ironside and Mortlak. When Mortlak was being called out for his mission to to go eliminate the 4 knights of the apocalypse, he told those two to watch over Diodre, as well as that when Arthur was threatening Diodre's life, he had those two show like, oh, those two could finish your son quickly. So we have those two saying, Lord Orcha, just wait, we'll come there to help you immediately. As Percival like, oh, Diodre, and he knows, oh wait, you mean Diodre, my older, my brother, the actual son of Ironside. Like, he doesn't seem to be like super pissed off. He's like, wait, you are Diodre? As yeah, Diodre and Percival are gonna meet each other in this fight, this Coliseum, and yeah, I'm definitely curious on how Percival is gonna react to her, especially since Percival has been really weird in this. Well, it's been really off about his character in this portion of the story, so I am curious about what kind of reaction he's gonna have to Diodre. Is he gonna be pissed off? Is he gonna want revenge? Is he gonna plan something? I don't really know. Or all I know is that he's now. Oh, this is Diodre. Ah, I mean, see, I kind of see. I don't know if I. Okay, so it's unclear what exactly is happening, because, like, it's been. Okay, we know Ironside forgot about Diodre, but we do not know what was told to him. Like, maybe Arthur or maybe one of those two told them that Ironside, in his battle against Asana since lost his memory or something. All that we do know is, but Diodre is here and he's in this arena, and despite being able to somewhat fight, he still has that weak constitution. So, and apparently seems to have got a growth spurt compared to Percival from this, because his armor that guy does look to be, well, Diodre does look to be a bit taller than he was before, and where before he kind of looked very small, but. Well, maybe it's like magic armor that makes him like double the size, like when we have those characters have like these giant bulky pieces of armor, but then like they barely even cover like 10% of the armor. So maybe like that's kind of similar thing with Diodre, where like only 85% of the armor is actually Diodre, but the other part is just uh, blank, just magic. But yeah, anyways, the Oja and Percival are gonna meet, and I'm going to assume that the Oja is gonna be one of the tournament, one of those 16. Like I could totally see can be like kind of carried by other members depending on the wish or something. Like it's a kind of unclear how what they're planning to exactly do, but I could see them like Percival being the type of guy that is like, oh, let's have the OJ win, or something like that. Like we don't really need them wish, and we really shouldn't be around them very quickly, very much. So let's just have the OJ win. So I could easily see like, all right, the OJ, I'll explain anything later. Right now, just stick to me as he just wipes out the floor with everyone else. Like so, if we assume all the caps that we know of right now, we have Dean Percival, Gawain, Tristan, the OJ, possibly those two knights that were the OJ, which leaves 7 slots open. I imagine that Chia might be one of those, and depending if there's some other conniving guys and maybe someone who are going to be like the rivals to Percival's platoon, or in this arc, maybe some others like ones like this, but I'm assuming that these are gonna be the current eight that are gonna the current half that are gonna participate. The others are more speculation. So yeah, that's the end of the chapter, and then we have from one fantasy to another fantasy with tale chapter 100 years crash chapter 168 titled Great Power Pieces Stone. Well, I wouldn't call it a great power, more of a great dragon piece of stone, but whatever. Or crush it, or smash a stone would also make more sense, but I don't know, maybe it's gotta be changed in the actual volume releases. So, yeah. Anyways, we start this chapter off with, we, until now, it kind of goes a little bit back to be when Lucy was planning her mission to Banish herself. So she goes against Macrophobia, and Banish goes deal with the Lacrima. As we focus on what the Banish was doing while Lucy was getting eaten. As we see Brenda slamming her arm at it, but it didn't crack at all. As Brandish is very angry about the whole thing because it's ineffective. Then she's like, question, how did this even get slammed into this? Like this already existed. It was sure like the if this was because it doesn't really make sense because if this was just like if this was already there present, it should have just hit it and fall down. Like maybe got stuck in one off piece, but it shouldn't really get be inside. Nor should it, if it was like open up and just kind of spread off the ground, it really shouldn't have be in it. But then a bit of time passed and the reaction and it started reacting as it kind of started to increase in its size and growing. So I guess that's another thing that we need to be concerned about these lacrimas. Even more of a reason why the idea of splitting up was a dumb idea. So, anyways, she sees that it was growing, so the reason why it got snapped in was because it was very small, but instead of like spread on the ground, it was more like it was slowly emerging everything. So the small piece was kind of just being engulfed by it over time. So yeah. Then some of the dragon humans notice her and start attacking her, which they seem a little bit more with common sense because they're like, they are attacking the dragon god, we must deal with them. But Brandish is OP, so all she does is like she shrinks the entire scene, all of them down, so that she has them in the palm of her hands because like she's OP again, so she deals with them. But then the problem is that Krima doesn't work the same way. She cannot smash her. Like even if she could shrink its size, she couldn't. She just shrink the key, so she can't really do anything about it. So she thinks, oh, maybe I need to use is a dragon. Ugh. Which actually gets reminded of that of Guts, and I'm like, oh, I just gotta remember of that guy. Honestly, I feel like Marshall might actually not like. I actually might like God's Arena, considering the fact he had got banished. I immediately think of him, even though I don't think the two of them even interact or had any kind of moment together. So it's kind of interesting he had Brandish remembering him of all people, but whatever. She remembers that and she kind of is like, how do we destroy it? And then she gets an idea about how to use Macrophobia because he's the only one that could destroy it because he's a dragon. She thinks the dragons are the only ones that can destroy it. So how will okay, just realized if Wendy went to where the Arbolos is, that means that the only that means that where Gray and Azor went, because I think those two went to VNS and Alderaan respectively, means that those two went who have no way of using Dragon Slayer magic or anything of that sort, went to the places where there's no Dragon Slayers at all. Meaning that they're like Selena's place has too many Dragon Slayers, while these two places may have zero. Again, it's not confirmed where characters went, but it's kind of funny to think that that out of it, four areas, one of which has multiple Dragon Slayer magic users, two of them are the two that don't have Slayer magic are the three who don't have Slayer, who have Dragon, went to the place where there's absolutely zero Dragon Slayer. So how will Gray and Azra deal with this? VNS, no VNS, White Mage and plot armor magic from Azra, I guess, will be necessary, but just something funny about imagining the fact that's how this kind of turned out. But yeah, anyways, Brandish gets an idea about how to deal with this, as she then makes Lucy giant, as is like a little fan service she shot up because Lucy was wearing a dress and it shows up when she increases in size, but regardless, she's free because she's giant now, and Akonologia, despite macrophobia, despite being ginormous, cannot really eat. It's not. He's not as. She's not as big. Not big enough to eat her, so he just builds her out. As then Brandish tells her that we need to use she needs to send macrophobia at the Lacrima so he can use his body to destroy the Lacrima, because otherwise they can't break it. She cannot break it with her size changing abilities, which Brandish agrees to it, because she's like, alright, I may not be able to beat Macrophobia in this state, but I can at the very least slam him into a ground with this size. So she changes herself into that her Taurus form or dress, or the one that gives her physical buffs, the a cobra one, as she grabs Macrophobia, as she slams him into the Lacrima, smashing the Lacrima out, reverting Macrophobia back to normal. Thank God he's back, although for some reason he's actually beaten up by this, which okay, I know. Alright, so I have no problem with being the weakest dragon, but come on, this guy is ridiculously weak at this point. Is this guy even gonna be any help? Legitimately, if he participates in the final battle, is he actually going to help anyone? Or is he gonna reveal, or is this gonna be one of those things where a guy who spends the entire story being a bitch is just going to reveal and saying, oh yeah, the reason why throughout this story I was pretty much just taking it easy, but now that everything's down to no, I'm actually serious. I can show you how much a badass I am. So he's gonna be made fun of by some, or maybe demeaned by one of the Fire and Flame Guild members, but then he's just gonna be like, you guys have just been beating me in my rampaging dragon state where I was just throwing water tornadoes and getting slammed all around. If you think me actually controlling my water magic is anything to compare to, then you're mistaken, and he just one-shots everyone. Or something like that. But regardless, Megaphobia is out, the civilians are back to normal. Carmel was, I guess, not was not lost to the oceans. She's thankfully in the village. Banish returns the village to its size. Macrophobia feels guilty again over destroying the village, but it's fine, as Banish just tells Macrophobia to get over it, as then Lucy comes there, as then both Lucy and Brandish spot the Aquarius key. So, how are they going to deal with this? No! My reasoning would just be Aquarius manifests and maybe they do a whole thing. Who do you choose? Or if she is the person who's gonna have to decide who gets her. Or, although my personal thing is like, or I could just be both of your two's master. You two are both my bitches. I mean, Bash is kind of Chris' bitch. So it doesn't really matter. So I could honestly see that. I would actually love that they do that. Like, doing the whole, like, doing the whole dominatrix thing with them. I mean, it's kind of implied with Brandish. That's kind of the relationship the two of them had, which is actually kind of weird when you consider the fact that Brandish had Aquarius when she was a child. But whatever. Maybe it was more of a puppy, but now she's more of a dog. But anyways, but I could see like either it's gonna be like a one-on-one proper fight between the two of them. Brandish is maybe gonna be more chill about it and be like, since you did technically break the lacrima, it is technically yours. So maybe it's gonna be a fan. I really don't think that we're going to have like a swimsuit competition chapter just so we could decide who gets Aquarius' key at this point in the story. Like, a small little joke about Aquarius being with the two of them being together, all of them, three of them being together is one thing. Like, that could be like an end of chapter joke. Or like us cutting away from this as we cut to the more serious fights happening at other areas. But like a chapter focused fully on them showing off is kind of too much. Even Marshmallow, I don't think would go with that. So I think it's more likely that they were probably gonna either have like a more respectable fight between the two. Brandish either giving up and be like, "Oh, you get Aquarius key," or maybe Aquarius is just gonna manifest and put both of them in their places and assign her position as the dom to the two of their subs. I think that would be the best way to do this, but I don't know. It's Mashima. These types of fan service type of solutions are very possible in this story, regardless of at what point you are at them. But yeah, anyways, we're gonna have to wait and see how this Aquarius skis story is gonna resolve. Hopefully, it's gonna be a bit better than just Lucy getting the key because she's the main female MC, so she gets the key, kind of deal. But yeah, anyways, then let's go to One Piece chapter 1162 titled Settling the Score, aka the privilege of not being the villains in a arc with Straw Hats being the main protagonist. So yeah, anyways, we start this chapter off with sometime after the Straw Hats and Giants warrior pirates were partying, with Captain Fun asking why are Dory and Brocky here, because the two of them should be in Little Guy fighting to death, as Dory and Brocky, Oimo and Kashi actually, after they left in his lobby, went to Little Guy to see what their captains were doing. I'm assuming there might be a bit of a bigger time jump, like they probably went, I think it was actually said they went to the Giant, back to the homeland, and then went back to Little God, but whatever, they went to Little God at some point, they met them, and then saw the two of them were just beating each other down with their weapons, because you remember, at the end of Little God, the Omakashi's weapons got broken, so they were without their weapons. So now they were just reduced to like slobbering each other. I think we even see at post time skip them to still punching each other, and the two of them and oh my gosh, are like, you two do realize you cannot kill each other by punching, right? Like you two are way too powerful for that. Like all you two are doing is giving yourself some bruises. So oh my gosh, like go back to the giant to Albath so we can retrieve your weapons and do this conflict later. For crying out loud, it's not like you two are so equal in power that it's probably gonna take centuries for you to actually kill one another and fight anyway. So it doesn't matter if you spend a couple of weeks or months just at home in your homeland partying for a bit. So yeah, that's the situation where Nami being just done with it while Usopp tells her she knows nothing from Little Garden. As then we have Straw drinking some weird wine. As one of the giants is like, oh, there's something that's more specialty of Elbaf, a wine called Absinthe Green Fairy, which is supposed to be a very powerful alcohol, so powerful that it makes you hallucinate. which might come back into play later, but we have to wait to see how that gets into play. So they drink this a bit, and yeah, then we just get a shot of everyone kind of partying, eating meat, Luffy doing the Nika kind of dance stance, uh, everyone eating their pieces, and we even have a little bit of a resolution with Kuma and Bonnie being together as Bonnie's at Kuma's body as he's smiling. Like, look, Daddy, everything is fine. Look, this we finally saw what we always wanted to see. Yay! As Kuma is happy. I'm not certain if this is like supposed to imply that Kuma does have some movement, some thing. I mean, his body is mostly robotic, and I feel like even without, the damage is being repaired, like even if Kuma is still conscious, I feel like his body might actually just be not operating. Like I said, I would love to talk to you, Bonnie, but my body is currently completely busted. Can someone please, after this, Bonnie, can someone please tell Frankie and Lilith to. Oh, can someone please tell Frankie and Lilith to start repairing me and bring metal on it? I think a few of my parts are completely busted. Like, I could totally see something like that also being the case, but we don't really know what state Kuma is in right now, but we have to wait and see for it. Then we get to the privilege part of the story where we have, but as in case you forgot, it was a cover story, but I think we did see it in the manga, in the anime as well. It was like I think a quick shot of Bartholomew burning the overrated pirates flag, or rat hair pirates if you call them flag, as then we have the consequences of that because Shanks does not have the same disadvantages that Big Mom and Kaido had, so he's able to kind of get the attempts at making him look less overrated. He still is. So yeah, we have Bartholomew in the middle of the city, handcuffed, beaten up with his crew behind him, and some of the civilians looking at me like, "Oh, you got your ass kicked so bad." As Shanks tries to be intimidating by telling there are laws of the sea that you cannot. There are things that you should not do, and then making Bartholomew act as I'm aware, I'm very sorry, blah 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 blah. I did not think anything. And then they bring up, oh, you are allied with Luffy, right? So here, this is a poison that we made. Make sure that in a month Luffy gets to drink this poison, because if he is your boss, then he should take consequences. Which, actually, now I think about it, what? I mean, I guess there was a bit more of an unspoken law about Yonko crews not really wanting to mess with one another that much. I mean, like that's a kind of weird thing because the whole thing is like a balance of power. So I kind of question I why if there's really never like did really no crew under another Yonko attack another Yonko's place by accident or causing any damage. I guess maybe it was like more one of those things where it's like maybe big vampires attacked a island attacked a red hair pirate or white hair pirate, but then they're like, wait, we're on the white babe. You destroy this at the island, you'll be in trouble. And then the big mummy fur pirates were like, wait, this is the other Yonkers pirates. Oh, I see. Shit, why do you guys have it behind a mountain instead of. Why do you have it in the middle, though, covered by giant buildings? You do realize that we need to know that these are Yonko Islands, right? Fuck, sorry. If you get in contact with Shanks, tell them we did not, that we missed the Whitebeard or whoever. Tell them we missed the pirate. We do not want to fight. We are leaving. In fact, here, take some of our revisions. We're just gonna go and stay in the whole Totland until we get down another thing. Like, we are sorry, we are leaving. Like, maybe that's what happened, because, like, Baphomet literally just was told to leave this on the right hand, and he just started burning the flag and just selling them stuff, but whatever. Anyways, back to the chapter. Bartholomew gets told that he needs to Baphomet does an actual badass moment and with his mouth just grabs the poison, drinks it fully, and then spits the bottle, throws the bottle down as some of the members are like panicking, like, Captain! As Baphomet has like this very cool moment where he's like, Strahd did not ask for us to ask for us to join him. We wanted to be his underlings. We did it, and we didn't want to cause him trouble. He doesn't. It does not matter that I. It does not matter if I die here. I would really want to see Luffy become Master Luffy becoming Pirate King, but it's just my mistake. I will take responsibility and kill myself. No reason to involve him any further. He had no idea. There's no. He's unconnected. Don't even start stuff. No, there is no reason for anyone to suffer except for me for my own stupidity, which is a very cool moment for Baphomet. I can respect him. Well, pirates are a piece of trash that shouldn't be in chapter at all, but Baphomet, I can respect this. So yeah, anyways, then after he does his speech and engulfs the poison, waits for the poison to take effect, it just has him do a little burp, as it was just fake. I guess that Shanks was just kind of trying to see what their loyalty and general idea vibes from them, to see what they're exactly all about, and yeah, they just, I guess, just free him, and the Bottle Club just get away from the island. Like, being kind of surprised they would let go. Kind of thought they were gonna be a bit worse, but I guess he was just a bit softer than they assumed. As then we cut to the overrated pirate ship, as Ben Backman asks Shanks why he's so happy, with Shanks being, "Oh, it's so great that Luffy got such good friends on board with him. Not many would rather kill themselves than betray the captain they trust them, or the captain they trust them so much. Well, captain they follow. But then the worst father in One Piece, which says a lot, or not the worst, let's be fair, let's say the most neglectful father in One Piece, shows up and shows us that he is more focused on, I guess, the causing damage to a Bottle Club, or punishing the Bottle Club for their actions by, I don't know, shooting uh, bomb bomb bullets, just saying something at the Bottle Club to blow the ship up and destroy it. Saying there have to be consequences for such actions, and we leave this the Bottle Club in the same way as like the Kid Pirates, where it's like the shit on this day, Bottle Club's the Golden Luffy got destroyed, which means we're probably gonna get the thousand straw Luffy or thousand straw hat ship in the future. Because I don't really doubt Bottle Club is gonna be eliminated like this. As we have them being the ship being destroyed, and be like, no, and it's like survivors unknown, and yeah, I'm assuming they survive, but we just have to wait and see how this is gonna unfold, and yeah. And luckily, we cut away from the overrated pirates quickly before I start falling asleep, as we cut to Blackbeard pirates, thankfully, uh, cl- to clean our bodies and minds from those disgusting ideas. Ironic, since Blackbeard pirates are some of the nastiest and the most disgusting pirates out there, but whatever. Whatever cleans overrated pirates from my mind, the better. As then we just got to Achinosu with Blackbeard being angry at Pizarro for how you were supposed to protect the island. So why is it so fucking damaged? The port that you were just about ready to fix is again destroyed. The buildings are all over the place. Some are fine, but they are completely in the wrong areas. And now need to use some Wolf to put them back together. But the guy is so big that he also ends up destroying them even more. What the hell happened here? Pizarro, as Pizarro is apologizing, and Pizarro starts to explain what happened, as he starts with, okay, first of all, Mora also escaped, which is good to confirm, but bad for Pizarro because Blackbeard's already pissed off as him as possible, as he's angry about the whole situation, and I guess Mora's not joining the Blackbeard Pirates, yay. As then we have uh, as then we have them being very pissed off. But anyways, then we have cut to some of the regular foot soldiers, as then they're like, Blackbeard, you will be the pirate king. Yeah, get ready. Tell us when we have to go. Yeah, because after getting the poneglyph. I mean, at least assuming they got the poneglyphs from the hard pirates, and capturing Gob. The morale was kind of boosted by all those stuff. So they're kind of really in a more cheery mood. So Blackbeard's a little calm about what's going on. Like, all right, at least morale is high, so at least it's not all shit. So yeah. Anyways, then Kuzan kind of takes over the explanation for Mount Pizarro and tells them that we also captured Gop. So we swapped Kobe the hero for Gop the hero, which is kind of a upwards thing, which is actually something that is magic. Like, whoa, we're really going upwards with our feathers, kind of. With Kuzan even being like, okay, in all honesty, I was going for the kill. It's just that he was too strong. Like, I couldn't finish him, even though I was trying to. As Blackbeard's like, don't be worried about it, Aokiji. The fact that you captured him is more than enough. We can still do the plan. He's probably even more useful to us than Kobe. Actually, is he a member of Sword? Just to be clear, because if he's an actual Marine, not a member of Sword, we can use him even more. I mean, he's even more useful. Like, even if he's a member of Sword, he'll probably be more beneficial to the Marines than to anyone. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's a positive for us all. So, but Okishi's like, it was a group effort. I didn't beat him on my own. I was doing the biggest damage, but there were Shiryu got a few cheap shots at him. He was also needing to focus on Pizarro attacking and all. Like, all I really did was do the most amount of damage, the damage that took him down, kind of deal. And also preventing even more of just being destroyed, but whatever. So yeah, anyways, Blackbeard's in a good mood. They're like, oh, between capturing Gop and as well as getting this further goal for the poneglyphs as he grabs Pudding. He's like, I guess he's gonna be keeping. Oh my god. There was just a breakout, so the prisons are probably damaged or something. Oh, actually, the prison is probably prepared in case it's probably being set up more to hold Gob, and oh my god, Pudding is probably gonna have to be around Blackbeard to make sure she doesn't escape, or if there's any opportunity again to escape that it's never taken. Oh my god, this is gonna be so. Oh my god, poor Pudding. Hopefully, quickly, someone call those two Blackbeard's actual entertainers before he gets any crazy ideas. Oh my god, poor. Why do big umpires have to be the only crew that seems to suffer so much from the young crews? Like, every other crew's kind of there, kind of quick when you really break it down, but Blackbeard just big ump just seem to be on a constant downward slope, but whatever, hopefully we'll have kind of Curry beat the shit out of one of the captains in some point in the story. But anyways, then Blackbeard tells them to give him to Lafitte to find an update on where that guy went. As he gets to call Lafitte, as we find out that Lafitte's actually in the G1 Marine base. No, actually, no, I don't think it's G1. I think it's Marine into the Marine fort in the New World. He's actually there on the port explaining to Blackbeard what exactly is going on with the gondolas, the ones that are meant to like transport food and the revolution, the whole thing. As he explains, so yeah, the revolutionary armies are actually doing very good credit because of their civil wars and all that throughout the islands. It's actually difficult for Marines to get ships out of those areas, and the gondolons are being destroyed pretty regularly, so they can't really fit. So there's a cut off from the transportation. Now, as for now, whenever they do have supplies to send up to Marijwa, they can just fire them down and they lose food. At this point, the Celestial Dragons are actually gonna start starving. So pretty soon, Slash Children, the world government is going to have to take action because otherwise they are, because we all can tell those Celestial Dragon picks are not going to let something like this going on for too long. So yeah, there's probably gonna be a movement by the world government pretty soon. Um, and then I think Blackbeard also calls Luffy back to the ship that they'll be moving on to the next stage or moving into their different plan. Or maybe he's just gonna tell Luffy, "All right, Luffy, send a message or leave a message to Akainu that we would like to negotiate about GOP and all that, but we don't know. I think he just says come back." So yeah. Anyways, then we got to outside of Hachinosu where we have the Vanago ships approaching Val Pizarro as they're calling Pizarro to come and pick them up to take them, I guess, closer to the main area. As Pizarro's like, oh my god, I hate doing this stuff. So he goes and grabs it, which scares Carbo because Carbo came aboard. Which I think it was there, but yeah, Carbo's there and he doesn't know about Pizarro's ability because I imagine Pizarro's ability is not actually that well known to the world because he probably stayed on Hachinosu ever since he ate it, like kind of a definitive, or you're the god of Hachinosu from now on, which is probably the reason why like we were super pissed off at Pizza because that's his main job. But anyways, he didn't know about it, and he got really scared. Like, oh, Mr. Devon, Mr. Agra, please keep me safe. Oh, as he's kind of just whining, and that kind of gets under Devon, and Valago's snub like, oh, would you shut up? You were whining the whole time. And Peter's like, oh, you actually bought this guy. Yeah, we did. Just let's go. Just get to this meeting quickly, and I hope that he has useless information so we can kill him. So yeah. Anyways, after this, we cut back to the new giant war pilot ship as they are reacting to the Thousand Sun is disappearing. So yeah, they are it. Wait a minute, where's the Thousand Sun? What was it eaten by a giant fish? Which Nami does joke about because she shouldn't, but everyone's like that's actually a possibility, but they shouldn't because giant fish aren't that violent. But oh no, what are we gonna do? We need to bring them back because they have no idea where they are. And then I think as Bonnie's a bit worse, she's holding on to Jinbei's cloak, and yeah, which I find that shot fine because it's a set like alright, Brooke isn't there. Actually, Brooke and Chopper on anywhere. Now that I think about it in the next chapter, I saw that when they are all grouped together, but whatever. So we just have it's kind of like because we have like a good shot of Frankie, Robin, Jinbei with Bonnie holding on to Jinbei and Lilith there, which is kind of like a shot like you could kind of say they're split in between the Shrine members, as like we don't see the first six as well as Brooke, but I think Brooke is supposed to be there. Maybe I'm forgetting or not. I think he might. I think he does. There's like a word bubble from him, but regardless, they are present. So yeah, is there supposed to be like a Vivi reunion, but without the ones who actually know her? Is that supposed to be just a reunion between the ones that she didn't met beforehand? Who knows? All we know is that this disappeared, and then we cut to a castle in Elbaf. I'll just reveal it. It's a castle in Elbaf. You probably figured. When Nami wakes up in a Viking attire, she's like, "Where am I?" As she wakes up in a Lego house, basically, because it's like a very clear. It very much looks like it very looks like the house that she's currently in is a house made of Lego. So she's like, "Well, where am I?" And she's a bit confused, and it's pretty quickly confirmed in the next chapter that it's not because of that hallucination. Not sure how this is going to come into play later, but we're just gonna have to wait and see on that side. But yeah, that's the end of the chapter. We are going to Legoland by the looks of things, which is a preferred option to Elbap, if you ask me personally, but whatever. Anyways, now we go to from fantasy to some superheroes with One Punch Man, chapter 204, titled Tough Guy. I mean this chapter I do is very fitting because there's like a lot of characters here who could be considered the tough guy. Like you could have it the literal sense like Raiden and Darkshine, but you could also take it like an ironic sense with the two who we get introduced to in this chapter, but whatever. So we start this chapter off where we left it off with Raiden showing up and this time giving his explanation. Again, I think we did see him beforehand, but this is like more of an explanation about like the one that we got from when the webcomic where they were first meeting all the Neo leaders, with Raiden showing up here, and he's like, he's a world champion sumo wrestler. Oh, and we get like one of those like ridiculous feats of strength. Like it's explained that he's a world champion sumo with people who are like super big. Like I think they are. All right, from what I understand, the size of those sumo wrestlers is so huge that Boros would not be allowed to participate because he's too small. So really fucking big, and also this guy's bigger than Darkshine, and we saw how Darkshine usually looks like. It looks in some panels. So yeah, this guy's bigger than Darkshine, so he's one huge guy, and he also weighs like insane numbers. Funny enough, is here Raiden does later on get his own like little army of sumo wrestlers for that division. So yeah, we have some. So yeah, sumo wrestlers in One Punch Man are insane. So yeah, anyways, Raiden is like super powerful and all that, and we also gotta get into like build kind of like a power scaling thing where it's like, oh, we've calculated the numbers and we believe that he is stronger than S class, that his strength surpassed that of S class. I'm assuming he refers to people that it is referring to people like Purple Prisoner and Tanked Up Master, although if we go with webcomic continuity, it's more likely to say, alright, Raiden is one-to-one to our S-Class hero because there's a lot of like characters in Neo that you can probably debate if they really deserve the S-Class ranking. Like that Excel guy, does he actually deserve an S-Class rating? Not really, from what we've seen of him. There's also that another one who we don't unfortunately see in this chapter, but I'm assuming we're gonna see him in the next chapter who also doesn't deserve S-Class ranking, but Raiden is definitively an S-Class hero. Like that's the main idea, but right now we're kind of building him up to be a bit stronger than he really is. So yeah. Anyways, Raiden says that, oh, Darkshine, you are well known in the world as the pinnacle of physical capability, the man who surpasses human and animal levels of strength and durability. But here's the thing, Darkshine. You are not the only one. I also am considered that. So let's test our metal to see which one of us is truly the strongest as he goes into like a little with Darkshine to like try to little put him down and all that, but Darkshine is able to stand his ground a bit. I mean, it's like but Ryan pretty quickly sees that sorry, you seem to be not really yourself anymore. It seems like you're kind of out of your not exactly at the peak that you used to what you were, or it's like one of those things. It's clear that Dakshan is not as in it's very clear to Ryan that and like Ryan's like one of those kind of actual heroes members of the Neo Heroes. So him being he recognizes I see you're not the man you used to be. So yeah, it's fine. My apologies. I kind of thought we were going to have a bit of an altercation, but I guess we're not gonna have it. I mean, I guess that makes it a bit unfortunate. I will become the strongest because of default, because you're no longer the one man you used to be. But whatever. As he kind of thinks of something, he's like, ugh, wow, my spirit is completely broken. I guess like it just happened. So maybe he's past his prime or something. So yeah, that is probably a bit disappointing. The fact that he will be the strongest, or by these standards, because Dakshan is not going to return to his peak. But it's not. But it's nothing. I imagine it's gonna be like one of those things where it's gonna be like a moment where you realize the difference. Like Dakshan's got to come back get off his funk and truly show why he is recognized as Raiden's equal. So yeah, anyways, as Rada is having this comment, we have two another two guys joining in, and also named Mars Leo and Kakao come in there, and basically these two are explained to be neo hero candidates who just didn't make the cut, unlike all the others. So they explain Mars Leo is from a black underworld boxing arena where they put like super heavy metal sand or some kind of sand or black sand or something like some very durable sand into their boxing gloves to punch each other, and he's the champion of that. And Kakao is is a human cyborg who is so powerful in that underworld battle arena with cyborgs that he is banned from competing because he would just demolish his competition. Trying to make them sound really powerful and very strong. But it's kind of also there to just be more of a joke kind of thing because these two are more again. They basically say these two are like, all right, from the people who were candidates when we new leaders, these two were amongst them, but they underperformed to what we assume what we considered an S ranking, so we didn't have them. I guess the two of you are pissed off the fact that you were not chosen to be new leaders. As Moss Leo and screams, yes, of course we are pissed off. I mean, look at these two. You have a businessman and a religious leader as your members, even though these two don't even fight. And then you have some idol chick here. I also imagine they would be really pissed off at the fact that Shiryu, a guy who literally just signed up and just got the suit put on, was selected to be a Neo. I mean, like seriously, Shiryu joining the Neo was literally like putting the suit on, flexing a bit with it, using a little too much of his power, breaking the suit, and then needing to sign up because he needs to pay for the suit because the suit is requires so much money. It's literally because he had more power than the suit could handle. So they don't mention Shiryu as a problem, but I imagine they would also be pissed off at Shiryu just kind of jumping to S-class Emilio new leaders in this situation. But anyways, Kakao is also like pissed off, but then he looks at YB Gonza as he's like, wait a minute, this like he doesn't say it out loud, but he's kind of like thinking to himself, wait a minute, this girl has over 71% of her body modified by cyberfication. And we learn here that we get some world building about these cyborgs because that's something that's banned in the story, but it's not ever even directly stated. So we explain that. So Kakao explains to us that the 30% is about what your average cyborg is going to be. They're not going to have more of their body than 30. I mean, just above 30 is probably already pushing that to what most people can do. And I imagine he's probably like at that, like he's probably what the limit is for majority of cyborgs. And he has heard of cyborgs from the Hero Association who are above that. Janos is definitely above them. I mean, he's literally just a brain, a spine, a brain, I think. There's also like that A class here. I think Jet something was. He was also like I think mostly robotic as well, and maybe Drive. Not depending what you think he is. But YB Gonza is also like but YB is also like on that level of simplification because being like I mean, it says over 71%, but I'm not sure if that means like it's 71.5 or is it meant to be like the exact limit isn't clear. I mean, I imagine that he doesn't like we do get. Okay, the webcomic we did have higher rankings for cyberfication, but it's unclear about why we got on. But anyways, he's kind of shocked with his. Like, I mean, honestly, he doesn't say anything, which is something Master shows up why you go quiet all the time. But if Master was going to say, "Alright, I can respect why we get on. I retract my criticism of the bitch because the bitch clearly has more guts and more will for this than any of us here do. But the other two, because like he's kind of intimidated by Bobby Gunson because of the level of modification that she did. But anyway, then Moss Leo kind of wants to show up and so kind of wants to make himself look cool a bit as like shadow boxes around showing his speed. I guess he wanted it to be surpassing human speed or something. But then he wants to kind of like also show a bit of his attack power by attacking Darkshine. It's like, oh, sorry, I'm sleeping. I'm gonna hit you. My apologies. And he hits Darkshine, and because Darkshine is kind of like, I imagine Darkshine is the one that the Master would probably know the best in terms of durability. I mean, I imagine that if he hit someone like a Metal Bat or Rhydark, well, also like very durable, it would not have a big of effect. Like Metal Bat would probably like push back, but be like, he's not really that heavy, so it's not really much of a damage. It'll just be like, oh, good, you push me. Like a lot of things, if they hit me, can push me. It's not that difficult. I just can take a lot more. But because he hit Darkshine, he actually broke his arm, and you see like a bone coming out of his wrist. Because this is like your average A-class hero just trying to be a big guy, but he's not. Which actually is funny, the fact that this happened, because Rydar there before this, when they were starting to like showing off, was like, maybe Darkshine should go outside. This might be too intimidating for him, make a little jab at Darkshine, but Darkshine's just still like, oh, are you alright? Sorry about that. I didn't mean to just, you tripped. My apologies. I really wish we wouldn't. I wish we kind of just didn't hit it directly, I'm sorry about this. I'm sorry. But Darkshine is fine from it. So I guess I could see the next chapter be like, alright, he may not be in his prime, but he's still okay. If he does him off his prime, he definitely does deserve at least to have been compared to me. I don't know, maybe something like that. But anyways, we have to wait to see how Ryder's going to react to the fact that this guy's punch didn't even the doctor didn't even flinch to it. He just, are you alright? So yeah, but anyways, his this guy's arm is broken. I didn't share you this. All right, I think we pretty much established that the gap of power here. So you two are clearly not worthy of being Neo leader. So the Neo leader stands a little too high here. So are we done here? But then Leo and Coco just kind of get pissed off. They start punching him, but she's just casually avoiding them because they're nothing. And then we had to shut down that because again, so yeah, it's kind of funny how we are explaining, I think a single chapter in the map going to multiple chapters, but I get to probably flash things out a bit more. To be fair, I think this chapter was a bit short, but whatever. I mean, we do get things more established there. So yeah, we added this, and now we get to the final chapter of the week with Chainsaw Man, chapter 177, titled Trigger Finger. I would call it cake for a very other reason, but Trigger Finger it is. So yeah, anyways, we start by Euro blowing Chainsaw Man a bit more away. We've seen her blowing the mouth out of him and coming back, but we just see her shooting Chainsaw Man more and more into the ground, and to a point that he actually is being flung all the way to a building. Kinda strong. She may not be Makima, but she definitely has more firepower than Makima had. So, yeah. Anyways, then after she blows Chainsaw Devil away, she's kind of looking at her arms being like, gone. Tank Devils. And she's kind of thinking about it, since, she referred to him as her children. You two were made from me. And now you'll be used by me for this. I don't know if this means that there's no way to return Tank and Gum Devil. If, let's say, you were to rip her arms off and, destroy her arms, would that then go back to their reincarnation cycle? Would that send those two back into hell? Because I feel like there really should be a devil or something they could have done in this world where they would be able to fix their arms or be able to fix yours arms, and then there's just a means of getting them back. So I really feel like there should be a way to get the gun and Tank Devil back, but whatever. As then, while Yor is having her little kind of reflection about what she's doing with her kids now, Asa asks her, so if we defeat Chainsaw Devil and rip him out of Denji and all that, this means that he'll be back, have his normal life, right? As he was like, yeah, that's what family said. So here's a question: is this necessary? Like, do you really wanna? Is this what we're doing? Really? Not? Do we really have to do this? Also, are you really fine about using your children, your comrades, in a sense, as weapons? Right? It seems kind of unnecessary at this point. It seems like we just kind of need to hold him down, rip the heart out, and fix anything's gonna be fixed. As then Euro kind of looks at us, showing us a cake. Like literally, I mean, to be fair, I think there has been. I'm not certain about the chapters themselves, but I know that there's like an extra page in that one volume of Chainsaw Man where we get like a shot of Euro in a Japanese style dress. Those like dresses that are like covering just above, somewhere between the knees, and she's kind of like from this kind of angle, you kind of can see that she has a very nice cake, and this one's like an even better the confirmation that like Asa has a good cake. So yeah, we have all been horny for that page alone. As Yoro looks at her and she asks, "Children are parents' properties, right? They are my parents' properties, right? Just to be clear, I'm not going to start saying how you. Alright, I refer to them as kids because that would be what they technically are, in a sense, to me, but I'm not exactly sure how you guys view your kids. Like, are they properties or what? Which is as an effect on Asa, because if I remember correctly, Asa has a very, I think Asa, I'm not saying it was direct there, but I think it was like implied that Asa has a very shitty life with her, or had a very shitty life with her parents. I think she, or wait, was Asa to be an orphan, or did she have? Okay, I need to double check to see what exactly was Asa's backstory in her childhood, but she's kind of like shocked by this reaction. Well, she's kind of shocked by Yuo's thoughts about children being their parents' property. But anyways, then after a little discussion and showing off cake, then she jumps out of the building, probably since the cake, as uh, as you challenges Chainsaw Devil to a fight, but then Chainsaw Devil just jumps around, and she then just kind of just kind of quickly changes directions all over the place, be like, "All right, where are you? Where are you?" But he's not there, so Chainsaw Devil just kind of avoid it, and then we get to a girl that's kind of like doing a school girl who's doing like a blood donation kind of thing, which is like holding a sign, "Please donate blood, please donate blood." She's like, "Please donate." As then Chainsaw Devil shows up, and he looks at her, and she's scared by him. Obviously, she's like, "Run!" Ah! As then Chainsaw Devil grabs the "I we please get donate blood" sign, and he starts to swing it around like blah blah blah. Maybe he has a way to bring power back, so he wants people to give their blood so he can create power again. I don't know, but we might get explained later. But yeah, anyways, after that, we cut to America, where we have some a bunch of like people who are registered as gun owners or members of like a gun club. Because that's kind of America's kind of iconic for that. Everyone kind of knows about that, so it makes sense why we're focusing on America here. As we have some guy living in Texas, as his like index finger disappears. As then we cut to like a male mala saying how, and while we get like a bunch of panels with people's index fingers disappear, like ah. So it's like then we get like a ridiculous number of members of some kind of association that I guess people who are part of this like club or this gun club, they had some kind of contract with the gun devil or something. I'm not entirely certain. As then we cut to the statue of Lady Liberty as she's starting to crack, as we get a panel with Euro doing kind of a similar position to Lady Liberty, but it's more like a gun. So I'm not certain what this is supposed to mean. Is it supposed to mean that like um, uh, there's some kind of contract with the gun devil that Euro is able to use, or maybe she made some kind of contract with America, or the war devil made some kind of contract with America, like I don't really know what the idea is here. I mean, I understand the reason, like we see about America infamous for their guns and kind of a big debate in their country. So a huge debate about their in their country. So a contract or something with the war devil who now has one of her children being a gun devil, kind of makes sense that she have some kind of deals or some kind of contracts to use in this instance. Maybe she's got like some kind of homing ability now because Pierce should just use regular bullet shots. But whatever, she now has. She seems to be doing something that's also making Lady Liberty crumble because you is the true Lady Liberty of this manga. But anyways, we end the chapter on that side, and I'm assuming there's gonna be some kind of tracking for you to get to change the devil. And who knows? We're probably gonna find. We might cut away to see like the reactions from Fami's group, Fami and Meat Shields and the Public Safety Commission. But I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see what's gonna happen next. And with that, it's all this week's manga chapters. Anyways, I hope you like this video. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to this channel for more videos in the future. Comment below what you thought about these chapters and what chapters you've read and what you thought of those chapters. And with that said, I cannot wait to see all of your motos next time. Goodbye.